Test, test, test. Ready?
Yeah.
Test, test, test.
Thank you. It's 1:30. We can roll the tape. Good afternoon. I'll call to order this meeting of the Hennepin County Board of Commissioners, Tuesday, July 29, 2025 at 1:31 p.m. I'm Irene Fernando, Chair of the Board and District 2 Commissioner. I'm joined by District 1 Commissioner Jeff Lundy, District 3 Commissioner Marion Green, District 4 Commissioner Angela Conley, District 6 Commissioner Heather Edelson, and District 7 Commissioner Kevin Anderson. Hennepin County acknowledges the magnificent land and vibrant waterways from which our institutions benefit are located upon the cultural, spiritual, and indigenous homeland of the Dakota Oyate. Hennepin County calls attention to the Dakota people's ongoing connection to this special place. On to the agenda. First item is the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next is the approval of the agenda. May I have a motion, please?
Move approval.
Second.
Thank you, Commissioners Conley and Lundy. All those in favor of the agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The next is the minutes of the, I'm on the wrong one. Next is Hennepin Highlights. We have the Hennepin University Partnership presented by Amy Delahanty, Director of the Hennepin University Partnership. Welcome.
Chair Fernando, Commissioners, good afternoon. My name is Amy Delahanty, and I have the privilege of serving as the Director of the Hennepin University Partnership, or also known as HUB. It's a pleasure to be here today to highlight the impactful work of this long-standing partnership between Hennepin County and the University of Minnesota. For 2 decades, HUB has been rooted in a simple but powerful belief. When researchers, public servants, and communities collaborate, residents thrive. To demonstrate how this nationally recognized model brings its mission to life, I'd like to share our recently updated spotlight video with you all. For over 20 years, the Hennepin University Partnership has been turning knowledge into action. The collaboration between Hennepin County and the University of Minnesota has led to over 500 joint projects transforming research, on-the-ground expertise, and bold ideas into real, actionable solutions that make a difference. The backbone of the work is the HUP office, housed within the Center for Urban and Regional Affairs at the University of Minnesota, led by a leadership team and supported by an advisory committee. As a jointly funded office, we're dedicated to catalyzing and supporting mutually beneficial initiatives. We create real-world learning opportunities for students, host events that bring together university and county experts to tackle pressing issues, and find meaningful ways to connect people, ideas, and institutions where it counts. At its core, it's all about sparking collaboration that leads to lasting, meaningful change. And one of the things that makes this partnership especially effective is our Master Cooperative Agreement, born from the understanding that strong relationships grow not only at the speed of trust, but also at the speed of contracting. The agreement helps projects get off the ground faster, cuts through red tape, and ensures that every collaboration is tracked, capturing the learnings and insights that fuel ongoing innovation. But the real heartbeat of this partnership is a shared vision, a deep commitment to working together to reduce disparities and enrich the lives of Hennepin County residents.
My name is David Huff. I am the Hennepin County Administrator in Hennepin County, Minnesota. We've had a relationship, a trust-based relationship for over 20 years with the University of Minnesota. We've done hundreds of research projects that have helped us with housing, public health, health equity, a whole host of areas that inform our decision-making process, help support our policymakers, and that are also fiscally responsible. The focus around disparity reduction is to create opportunity where individuals and communities haven't had it in the past, and the University of Minnesota plays a key role in that work.
My name is Ryan Allen. I'm a faculty member at the Humphrey School of Public Affairs and have a joint appointment with Minnesota Extension. Part of being in a land-grant university like the University of Minnesota means having a direct connection to the state of Minnesota and the community where we are currently located. Hennepin University Partnership gives an avenue for the university to pursue that. For example, the work that we did on tax forfeited land. I was asked to come in and help them understand the disposition of that property, how it moves out of forfeiture into other productive uses, and how they could improve that process. This was largely preceding the wave of interest in community gardens, but as that came onto the scene, we found that the research was helpful for the county in thinking about where they would prioritize the creation of community gardens. So the benefit that had for the communities we didn't anticipate when we started the research. But now we clearly see how useful it is for communities to get access to agricultural uses, grow their own food, and build community. So I call that the long tail of research.
My name is Karen Gallus, and I am the manager of the Land and Water Unit, which is part of the Environment and Energy Department at Hennepin County. We have this thing called the Natural Resources Partner Coalition, and the mission of that group is to elevate the role of natural systems in making sure that Hennepin County communities remain resilient, thriving, and healthy. As we got into this, we realized the data needs were tremendous. The data infrastructure and technology infrastructure needs around being successful at this were tremendous. And the county just didn't have the resources to do those things, but the university did. And so the university's role in that continued to evolve and grow organically over time to being a full partner in this really exciting coalition. We've had quite a few students come through the projects that I'm working on with the university over time, and they all bring a lot of energy and a lot of insight and a lot of enthusiasm to the work that they're doing. And the other thing I love about the students is just the fresh perspective, shaking me out of some of those, standard ways of doing things when it's really important and when it really makes sense. And I've really appreciated that.
My name is Nuzhat Fatima, and I am a recent graduate of the Master of Sciences in Science, Technology, and Environmental Policy, or the STEP program here at the Humphrey School. And I also did an assistantship with the Hennepin University Partnership, working with the county's Office of Broadband and Digital Inclusion. And that led me to kind of create, design, and then conduct a survey. And I got to hear from residents one-on-one. And at the end of it, I was able to craft a comprehensive report with recommendations to help the county figure out how they can reduce these broadband disparities and enhance digital equity within the county. I think policy work, a bulk of it is understanding how to connect with a diverse range of stakeholders. And I think that's the kind of experience that HUB gave me. Interpersonal relationships, mixed methods research, project management, all those skills, I think, really I got to hone through this experience.
Looking ahead, we at the HUB office are leaning into what we've known for years. It's not just the work that matters, it's how the work is done. These collaborations are only made stronger, more meaningful, and more impactful when they reflect the partnership's core values and stay rooted in our shared purpose. So whether you're a public servant, a student, a faculty member, we invite you to be part of this vibrant coalition to impact change in ourselves, our institutions, and our communities. Welcome to the partnership.
Marks our 20th year, and there's so much to celebrate and reflect on as a formalized partnership. There's also been a lot of change since HUB's inception. So this past year, we embarked on an iterative visioning process to ensure this partnership remains relevant and responsive in the years to come. I'd just like to thank publicly the over 60 leaders and doers who helped inform that shared articulation of where we've been, where we are, and where we hope to be in the future. That work is publicly available on our website for those listening in on the live stream. I also have some copies in the room. But I just want to conclude my remarks by taking a moment to say a special thank you first to County Administrator Huff for all your leadership and support, Commissioner Green for your guidance and belief in this collaboration, and to the full Hennepin County Board. Thank you for your ongoing investment in this partnership and for helping the HUB office continue to connect where it counts. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think we could move on with the agenda. The next item, 4A, is the minutes from the July 8, 2025 meeting. May I have a motion to approve, please? Thank you, Commissioners Anderson and Edelson. Any notes or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 5 is referral of correspondence and department communications. 5A through C are correspondence, and 5D to X are department communications. May I have a motion to accept and refer as recommended?
So moved.
Thank you, Commissioners Lundy and Edelson. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 6 is commendations, for which we have none. 7 is commissioner communications and updates, and we have 2. I will start by talking about the National Association of Counties Annual Conference and Awards. Earlier this month, myself and many of my colleagues on the board and across the state attended the National Association of Counties Annual Conference in Philadelphia, and we affectionately call it NACO. This conference is a key opportunity for us to share our work on the national stage. It's also a learning and networking opportunity for us to connect with county and federal leaders on policy issues and programs that impact our residents. I'm excited to say that on the policy side, Commissioners Conley and Green successfully passed 4 important policy resolutions to the NACO platform, and Hennepin's influence remains unmatched. In addition, the 2025 NACO Achievement Awards were announced at this conference. Also proud to report that Hennepin County earned 21 achievement awards this year across 122 different categories, including arts, culture, and historic preservation, community and economic development, county administration and management, county resiliency, infrastructure, energy, and sustainability, criminal justice and public safety, health, human services, information technology, libraries, personnel management, employment and training, planning, and transportation. There are too many awards for us to name individually here at the meeting, but we will be hosting an award reception next month to recognize the NACO Achievement Award winners, along with additional national awards that the county received from the National Association of County Information Officers and the Center for Digital Government. A huge congratulations and thank you to all of the award-winning teams. Your commitment to innovation, collaboration, continuous improvement, and a deep love for our residents helps us serve our communities better every single day. Also would like to give a shout out to the IGR staff, communications, administration, and other members and aides for their support and coordination at the conference. Your contributions are essential. And no worries, it won't just be me talking. Colleagues, if there's anything that you would like to share about the NACO annual conference early this month, you're more than welcome to. Commissioner Anderson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I had the honor of being able to accept our Digital Counties Award on behalf of the county. It's always kind of great to see us show up in that space. And congratulations to staff and everybody who helped make that possible. It was great, an honor to be able to be a part of that in that way.
Commissioner Conley.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is always just a really exciting time, and we continue to just be nationally recognized for the work that we do. I'm excited for that award ceremony. I won't give anything away, but I would like to say that for the second year now, the incoming president has reappointed me as the chair of our Community Economic and Workforce Development Committee at the National Association. That's all things economic development and housing. And so it's truly been a privilege to lead on that national level. A lot of the work that we do in Hennepin is highlighted through that committee, and I can't tell you the number of commissioners from around the country who ask in-depth questions about the work that we're doing, and that's also been part of some of the resolutions that we've brought forward that have since been adopted into that national platform. So it's a privilege, it's an honor, and it's just a really great experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, colleagues, for your comments. I also wanted to highlight that we're a team. We're such a good team. And though I couldn't be in all places at once, I want to thank colleagues for carrying forward one of the initiatives that I was working on, and just highlight to the public that that's the sort of service and collegiality that you're getting with this county board. So thank you.
Wonderful. We will move to the next commissioner communication, which is Hmong Community Explore Your Parks Day, offered by Commissioner Lundy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On July 19th, I had the pleasure of participating in the Hmong Community Explore Your Parks event in Brooklyn Center. This is the 5th annual event hosted by Hennepin County, welcoming the Hmong community and others to explore many of the healthy, active, and fun activities people can do outdoors and in parks. The event aims to reduce health disparities by encouraging the community to be active for lifelong health. Events like these provide fun and welcoming opportunities for our communities to come together, while also increasing health and well-being by providing resources and encouraging use of trails, biking, and parks. Making sure our communities are easy to navigate by all methods of transportation helps create vibrant, livable, and equitable neighborhoods. And walkable communities make it easier for people of all backgrounds to access healthy food, medical services, affordable housing, jobs, and other things that help our residents live healthy and fulfilling lives. In addition to the active living resources, there were a variety of free activities and resources at the event that support broader healthy living initiatives and fun activities like cornhole and archery, cycling, a fun run, and more. It was a great time, and I'm very glad I was able to attend. I appreciate everyone who made out to this event. I also would just like to end to give a shout out to the Asian ERG who helped staff the booths and help welcome people in. And so I want to thank their leadership in getting in our community and helping others take advantage. Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is the claims register. We have 3 today. 8A is the period ending July 11, 2025. 8B for the period ending July 18, and 8C, the claims register for the period ending July 25, 2025. May I have a motion for all 3, please?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioners Anderson and Green. All those in favor of the claims register, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 9 is the consent agenda. These are items that would have passed unanimously out of committee. May I have a motion for the block 9A to 9V?
So moved.
Thank you, Commissioners Conley and Anderson. Are there any items that colleagues would like to highlight prior to voting? Seeing and hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 10 is the non-consent agenda. These are items that would have passed out of committee, but not unanimously. We have one item, 10A, an amendment to an agreement with Miller and Chevalier Chartered for Legal Services, extending the end date to June 30, 2026, and increasing the not to exceed by $150,000. May I have a motion, please?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioners Edelson and Conley. Mr. Huff.
Chair, Commissioners, last week you heard in committee this item. Previously, the administrator had signed a $100,000 professional service agreement with outside counsel. This outside counsel providing legal services and advice related to a response to the United States Department of Justice investigation. At this point, we're seeking to amend to add an additional $150,000 to continue that advice and representation.
Discussion. Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor of 10A, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
And that prevails with 5 in favor and 1 opposed. Next on the agenda are progress items. These are items that would have progressed from committee to board without a vote, for which we have none. Item 12 on the agenda is old business. These are items that would have been seen by this board previously and laid over to today. And we do have one. 12A, there's actually a substitute motion that we will be, that I will move. May I have a second? Then I'll read the item into the record. Thank you, Commissioner Anderson. The S1, the substitute motion, is to amend the 2025 capital budget to increase HHS asset preservation for 21 to 25 for capital medical equipment purchases. Right? Am I reading the right thing? Okay, great. Require HHS to purchase critical medical equipment in collaboration with the Hennepin County Purchasing and Contract Services Department and Hennepin County Office of Budget and Finance. So this is, for those following at home, this item was seen before this body a couple times. It was a revision, and now this is a substitute. So it replaces the previous action, and I will hand it over to Mr. Huff to speak further.
Chair, Commissioners, quite a bit of conversation has surrounded this particular topic. Initially, a loan was requested by the CEO of HHS to the county administrator through our protocol. That loan request occurred on April 16 of this year. We have evaluated that loan and are substituting here today this resolution as the county would like to be directly involved in the purchase of this equipment. In other words, we're going to collaborate and assist the hospital with our purchasing and contract services area, working in tandem with the hospital's purchasing department and our Office of Budget and Finance, monitoring and confirming invoicing so the equipment is paid for in a timely manner and that this happens in a timely manner. We were unaware of the urgency until recently of these requests and what we heard, and we're seeking $15 million. The initial request came at $10 million, the formal request, and then we received a subsequent request for immediate need for $16 million. That was not documented, and we feel that $15 million will satisfy this need to provide the equipment and pay for that equipment with Hennepin County resources. What we're doing here today is we're modifying a current capital improvement program, a couple projects that you've previously approved. They're in the current CIP. Equipment purchases are permitted under the CIP. These are funds that will be dedicated to preservation at the hospital. We're moving monies out of two projects that are in process, and I would say this quite a ways out, the new inpatient bed tower project and mental health and addiction medicine facility project. These do not represent bond proceeds. What they represent are debt service payments and or property taxes, dependent upon how we elect to utilize monies that are available versus taking money out of our savings account or general fund.
Thank you. Discussion, Commissioner Lundy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I will not be supporting this motion. I understand the urgency, but it seems like everything from the hospital is always urgent when we should be having discussions, which we've asked for repeatedly. These are millions of dollars of taxpayers' money, which I'm grateful that it's not a loan because frankly, they wouldn't be able to pay it back. That's just a reality. And so I appreciate staff being able to find existing money that we can use. But it just keeps coming back to the same thing that every time we have money, we have a budget coming up in a little over a month that we need to be absolutely in sync with what is before us, the money that's going to be required, and just to have absolute certainty about where that money is going to be spent. So thank you.
Commissioner Edelson.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I support this. Because the hospital is under our purview to an extent, we have a liability to make sure that the hospital has working equipment, and I think that's a duty as commissioner, so thank you. I'll be supporting it.
Further discussion? I am eager to support this. I care deeply about healthcare, and so does this board in this county. County cares deeply about HHS's success, the residents who receive care there, regardless of personal circumstances. We provide care to those in need. We're grateful to the workforce for their delivery and care, and I'm eager to support this to ensure that the life safety equipment that the hospital needs to provide high quality standardized care is able to be accessible. Seeing no further discussion, there's a substitute motion in replace of 12A before us. I will proceed to vote. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nay. And that item prevails 5 in favor and 1 opposed. Next, we have immediate approvals, and we have several items. 13A is recognizing the 35-year anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, offered by Commissioners Conley and Goodell. Would you like to move it?
I will move it, Madam
I will
Chair.
second it.
Thank
Please
you.
proceed.
So yes, this year marks the 35 years since the Americans with Disabilities Act, better known as the ADA, was made law. Shout out to Commissioner Gotel, who co-authored this with me but could not be here today. I will like to have Ms. Rose read the commendation, and then I'll have some remarks afterwards.
Whereas signed on July 26, 1990, the Americans with Disabilities Act, also known as ADA,
was the world's first comprehensive civil rights law for people with disabilities. And whereas the ADA established the civil rights of all people to fully participate in society with equal opportunities. And whereas the ADA guarantees equal access to jobs, education, transportation, and government services. And whereas the ADA ensures that residents can live their lives with maximum independence and fewer barriers. And whereas the ADA ensures that all public agencies in Hennepin County are working toward common accessibility goals and standards. And whereas Hennepin County's aging population increases the importance of an inclusive and accessible transportation system and society. And whereas the county's investment in transit, walking, and biking infrastructure supports a transportation system that meets the needs of people no matter their age or ability. And whereas investing in the services and infrastructure required by the ADA reduces disparities between those with disabilities and those without. And whereas the ADA includes digital accessibility, and the county commits to continuing to improve digital accessibility by establishing a digital accessibility policy, providing training and learning opportunities for employees who work on digital projects, creating a design system that is rooted in accessibility, and centering accessibility in digital service design and development. And whereas the Americans with Disabilities Act aims to ensure everyone has access to fully participate in society, including the roughly 129,000 people in Hennepin County who have a disability. Be it resolved that the Hennepin County Board of Commissioners hereby recognizes the milestone of 35 years since the ADA was signed into law, to recognize how inclusive and responsive the ADA has helped our systems to be, to recommit our prioritization of ensuring that all residents in Hennepin County can navigate the county without physical strain, and to promote a more accessible and equitable experience for all residents in Hennepin County, Minnesota.
Thank you. You know, Hennepin County is continuously working to advance the spirit of the Americans with Disabilities Act and to meet the needs of our residents. One area of focus is making transportation more accessible through initiatives such as our Complete and Green Streets policy and our ADA transition plan. Disabilities affecting mobility are the most common type, and improving the accessibility of our transportation system with its 13,875 pedestrian curb ramps and 808 traffic signals will empower residents for many generations to come. The draft ADA transition plan proposes a goal to make 100% of pedestrian curb ramps fully compliant by 2040. As of 2023, we are more than halfway to our goal. We partner with agencies and are projected to average about 380 pedestrian curb ramps brought into compliance every single year. In 2023 alone, we built 526 pedestrian curb ramps along county roadways, most of which were entirely brand new ramps. And so we just continue to make strides here, and I'm very, very proud to be a part of that work. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any further discussion on this proclamation before we bring it to vote? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Commissioner. 13B on the agenda is to establish a public hearing for comment on the program year 2024 Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report related to the U.S. Housing and Urban Development's Community Development Block Grants, CDBG, Home Investment Partnerships, HOME, and Emergency Solutions Grant, ESG programs in suburban Hennepin County. Establishing this public hearing for Tuesday, September 16, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. May I have a motion, please? Thank you, Commissioners Lundy and Anderson. Seems self-explanatory, but Mr. Huff, if there's anything you'd like to add.
Chair, nothing to add. If you have any questions, Julia Wellier is going to address those.
Any questions? Hearing none. All those in favor of 13B, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 13C is a labor agreement with Hennepin County Sheriff's Deputies Association for the period Jan 1, 2025 to December 31, 2027. I'll move this. May I have a second? Second. Thank you, Commissioner Lundy. Mr. Huff.
Chair, Commissioners, this is, we're nearing the end of approvals for collective bargaining agreements. This is with the Sheriff's deputies. It meets the pattern that you've previously established through approximately 16 collective bargaining agreements. There's one change that's a result of an arbitration. It relates to merit increases, and it It's a shift to 5%, and it represents about $130,000 in additional costs that the Sheriff's Office budget will have to absorb.
That was the whole, okay. Waiting. Any discussion, colleagues? We appreciate the Labor Relations team working through the contracts. Glad to hear that there's a similar pattern. Without further discussion, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 13D is to amend an agreement with the Minnesota Housing Finance Agency accepting grants for the FHPAP, which is the Family Homeless Prevention Assistance Program, for homeless prevention and rapid rehousing services for homeless persons to revise the grant budget and work plan to move a little over $830,000 from rapid rehousing to homeless prevention services. No change to the term or receivable amount. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you, Commissioners Lundy and Edelson. Mr. Huff.
Chair David Hewitt, Director of Housing Stability, will entertain discussing this matter.
Welcome.
Thank you, Chair Fernando, Commissioners. Hennepin County is a long-standing recipient of Family Homeless Prevention Assistance Program, or FHPAP, funds from Minnesota Housing. These funds can be allocated to two distinct program types: homeless prevention programming to keep people in their homes, rapid rehousing to help those who are currently experiencing homelessness find housing and stabilize in housing. You've heard me say many times that we go after every dollar to support our strategy to make homelessness rare, brief, and non-recurring. And this action before you as an immediate approval relates to a corresponding and equally important goal to make sure we fully expend every dollar we receive efficiently and effectively. This action is necessary to transfer $830,000, a little bit more, from rapid rehousing to be used for homeless prevention programming instead, and I'll explain why. Rapid rehousing is delivered by contracted nonprofit providers, and their spending to date and their projections for the time remaining show they will not fully spend down the allocated funding by October 1. And this is a scenario we prepared for. Rapid rehousing expenditures are contingent on the speed with which housing can be found, the amount of subsidy needed, the time over which it is provided, which can be up to 2 years, and there can be changes through that period. Those factors are all variable on a household by household basis. And also because the spending commitments often span more than one funding cycle, we need to be careful about sustainable commitments, especially given the changing funding landscape. And then you have variation in staffing levels of providers over time and how they can ramp up and ramp down caseloads. Homeless prevention programming, on the other hand, is different in that it typically involves one-time funding to address an emergency and prevent an eviction right there and then. So that funding can be plugged into existing county programming to prevent evictions and to be dispersed to meet immediate needs without incurring long-term commitments very rapidly. So given all of these factors and in light of unprecedented one-time funds available in FHPAP this biennium, we built in this checkpoint to identify and move funds from rapid rehousing to homeless prevention if there was that risk of underspend. So taking this action today helps us get all of the funding to low-income residents in support of our goals. It meets our spending deadlines, shows the need in our community and our ability to fully disperse the funds. And I can take any questions.
Thank you for that. Comments or questions, colleagues? Great summary. Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor of 13D, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 13E is an agreement with Unparalleled Security, LLC to provide security staffing at Hennepin County facilities. The period is July 29, 2025 to July 28, 2027, with a not to exceed of $7.78 million. I'll move this. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Conley. Mr. Ruff.
Chair, Commissioners, consistent with past practice, as a service related consistent with past practice, we award security agreements through a procurement process. It used to be that Hennepin County was extremely dependent upon outside security. 10 years ago, approximately 70% of the security work was performed by outside service providers, contractors. We are now internal 70% with a utilization of about 30% of our security services with outside contractors. Consistent with law, we go out in the market and we procure these services in a competitive process. Recently, in April, Facility Services issued a request for proposal to award a contract to the next security provider. Back in the late 90s, the county board was one of the first counties in the country to pass a resolution requiring that prevailing wage be paid for security services, parking lot, security-related functions, as well as janitorial. And so we have a long history. Prevailing wage is critical to level the playing field, if you will, between non-union and union vendors. This agreement is no exception. Prevailing wage is required. There's an enforcement area. We watch it. We make sure that prevailing wage is paid to all the employees providing these services. One of the things that is important, and the law helps us define what prevailing wage is, you go with the largest number of employees in a single group to set the prevailing wage. We do that by utilizing union agreements. SEIU has the largest number of folks in this particular job class. So the SIU's collective bargaining agreement in place at the time is used to set the mark, if you will, for the hourly rate, the prevailing wage that is paid. This agreement does have that requirement. These officers are well-trained and also have to go through training here at Hennepin County. The board action discusses what those trainings are and how important they are for not only the safety and security of our residents, but of employees. De-escalation is part of that as well. These officers will provide services primarily in our libraries, but in other buildings as needed. Luda is here if you should have any more detailed or specific questions than the high-level overview I just provided.
Thank you. Any, Commissioner Conley?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I do have a few questions. One of them, and thank you for that background on and the history of that. Given the RFP processes, though, I'm wondering how we weigh a contractor's record with prevailing wage and experience on things like large contracts, labor practices, benefits, things like that. How are we weighing that or evaluating that?
Thank you, Madam Chair and Commissioners. We do also require a reference list, and we make sure to contact everyone on the reference list. One of them was DID, Minneapolis District Improvement. And we received outstanding references in regards working with the city, working with Minneapolis District Improvement. Yeah.
Okay, and a follow-up. Mr. Rev, you did mention about enforcement, so I have a question kind of just about that, and it really is who's responsible, right, for enforcing prevailing wage requirements and other labor standards in county contracts? How often is that reviewed?
So we, Madam Chair, Commissioners, thank you for this question. We're working with Hennepin County Attorney's Office to make sure that all needed language and up-to-date language is in the current contract. If you approve today, I'm also planning to schedule a meeting with the new vendor and Hennepin County Attorney's Office to make sure there is full understanding on all the prevailing wage requirements moving forward.
Chair, if I may also, back when the prevailing wage was created in the service agreements, there's a specific resolving clause that delegates a responsibility to the Hennepin County Attorney's Office in the Civil Division to have at least one person that is responsible for monitoring all the accounting records, and that has been in place for well over 30 years. That's their responsibility. They will notify, obviously, County Attorney's Office is objective and is utilizing the law and the requirements in evaluating whether or not a vendor is in compliance.
Thank you. I think the last question that I have is for contract termination, right? Is there a clear process? If, we have someone that does this, right? But if we find that maybe the prevailing wage hasn't been reviewed, et cetera, there's a delay, what is that process for termination of contract if the failure to meet our standards?
Chair, if I may, the department comes to the administrator, raises the issue. The administrator, this is how it's worked in past practice, brings forward, has the county attorney's office along with department representatives. Information is presented, and a decision is made based upon a legal review whether or not there is default, if you will, in a violation of a term and condition, and then we follow the contract requirements. Oftentimes, there's a cure provision in the agreement that permits the vendor to rectify, mitigate, correct the situation. If they have not within a certain finite number of days, they can be canceled with or without cause. There would be communication to the board apprising you of that fact. If it warrants a civil action, if you will, on the behalf of the employees, the county attorney's office could pursue that with the vendor to make sure that any arrears on this prevailing wage, as an example, can be collected from the provider, from the vendor, and repaid to the employees who were not compensated adequately.
Has that ever, Madam Chair, has it ever happened?
Chair, it's happened probably 3 times in the last 35 years. Relative to contract vendors, we have terminated relationships, been sued. So, I mean, it is infrequent for the number of contracts we actually execute annually and the amount of money is going out. So we are very in tune with this and make sure that we're enforcing the employees' rights under prevailing wage with the vendors. They have to pay.
Thank you. Colleagues, given the size of this contract at 7.8, a little bit over around 7.8 million, I'm wondering if I might move to lay this over for a more comprehensive memo detailing what you've described. I don't know if there's time constraints on
Sure,
when.
there is. I mean, the agreement started 40. We need to start services because we did conclude a relationship with one vendor, and this vendor needs to start in order for us to have the capacity to provide security in all of our buildings. And that is one of the requirements in the purchasing rules, that we bring these forward for immediate approval just because of timing. And the other thing is vendors oftentimes will keep their pricing open a certain number of days. Besides the prevailing wage, there are other costs that we incur that relate to their delivery and operations.
Understood. Madam Chair, thank you. I would appreciate, though, kind of a follow-up, comprehensive detailing of what I have asked today. So I will be supportive of this today, but with some follow-up. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Further discussion on this item? Thank you, Commissioner. Hearing and seeing none, 13E is before us. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 13G is to approve an agreement to purchase family and medical leave PFML insurance benefits on behalf of Hennepin County. I'll move this. May I have a second? Second. Thank you, Commissioner Anderson. Mr. Huff.
Chair, Commissioners, Hennepin County has been a leader in benefits for its employees, including paid leave. Recently, in the last couple of years, the Minnesota legislature passed a law that allows workers to receive job and benefits protection and wage replacement when they have extended time off. That's the Minnesota Paid Leave, Family and Medical Leave Act. What that legislation does is it creates a state department. They set a premium first year 0.88 based upon total employee wages that were reported, and that department would provide paid leave payments to employees on their claims, allowing them to receive benefits while they are out on leave. The statute also permits employers to pursue other options in which to provide that coverage. And 2 options are you can retain the coverage in the market through an insurance provider, or you can self-insure and administer it internally. The county has determined, after a procurement process utilizing a vendor we had under cooperative purchase authority, Sourcewell, to access one of the insurance vendors that they received a proposal from with a recent request for a proposal. Sourcewell and another firm named Integrity went out in the market earlier this year on behalf of over 60 counties in the state and 50 cities, and solicited 20 insurance companies for premium proposals. Sourcewell is recommending MetLife for this insurance coverage. We're permitted to opt out of the state plan. One of the things that we found very beneficial here was that MetLife came in with a 10% premium savings over what the state would offer. In other words, about 0.79%, which results in a significant savings, approximately $800,000 to our employees and us, the county, as an employer. The statute permits the cost of premium to be split equally 50-50. Through collective bargaining, it was agreed that our organized workforce would pay 50% and the county would pay the other 50% of the premium costs. We have now obtained a savings, which I think is significant and inures to the benefit of our employees and to the county. We believe that MetLife will be an excellent service provider as it does this in other states around the country and many, many counties, and has the proficiency to do this. One of the benefits also of this is right now we're soliciting a proposal from MetLife for long-term, short-term disability, supplemental health, and life insurance. If we elect to go and bundle, if you will, with MetLife, we can receive the same price for year 2, which again is a benefit to our employees. So we have 2 years of savings, about $1.6 million over those 2 years. Right now, no, that's all I have on this, I guess. Thank you.
Thank you. Discussion. We like to hear logic, saving money, et cetera. That's good. No discussion on 13G. We'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 13F is to negotiate agreement with Nationwide to administer the 457B deferred compensation plan on behalf of Hennepin County, rescinding board action request 250144 and bar 250145 dated April 29, 2025. May I have a motion, please? Thank you, Commissioner Anderson and Green. Mr. Huff.
Chair, Commissioners, this board action delegates authority to the county administrator to negotiate an agreement with Nationwide to administer the county's 457B deferred compensation plan on behalf of the county, on behalf of for our employees. This is a voluntary benefit that's offered. We've had deferred comp in place for many, many years. Currently, the landscape is as follows. The Minnesota State Retirement System has just recently changed its relationship and has a record keeper contract with Voya. The county has a separate agreement and has for a number of years with Voya to author deferred compensation access 457, their 457 plan and investment vehicles. And it was many, many years ago that Fidelity was also brought into the mix. Back earlier this year, the agreement with Voya and the agreement with Fidelity expired. I previously brought to you resolutions 25-0144 and 25-0145 on April 29th that you approved and delegated authority to complete negotiations with both Voya and Fidelity. Those agreements have not been concluded, still in negotiation process. Recently, we were made aware of Nationwide's partnership with the National Association of Counties, as well as with the Association of Minnesota Counties. Nationwide has an excellent reputation, and administration directed that we receive a proposal from Nationwide that came in and was extremely competitive. In fact, 20% of one of the vendors, in other words, 80% less than what our fees our employees are currently paying. The other was 75% less, or 25% of the fee that our employees are paying to those different plans. One of the rationales in doing this is Voya is now with MSRS. We're required to provide access to MSRS under law. We duplicate and pay higher fees with Voya that's under the county contract. And it makes sense to have fewer options when they're the same, more or less, option. What would happen here is this would seek to transfer and delegate authority to administrator to negotiate, as well as have human resources message and give this the time needed to have people transfer assets into Nationwide's accounts, or if they wanted to select MSRS and Voya. Nationwide has represented that they will provide same access, the same investment vehicles, other than just a few fixed funds that Voya has and Fidelity may have. Nationwide is member-owned. Voya is a publicly traded company, and Fidelity is a wholly owned family business. So we believe, after review by the Deferred Compensation Committee, there were 2 meetings. They twice met, along with the county's longtime investment consultant. There was significant vetting, and the committee recommended through a vote the administrator take Nationwide's proposal to the county board, and that's what we have here this afternoon. The savings are mentioned in the background to this board action. If Nationwide is the vendor, our county employees will pay an estimated $370,000. There will be a savings of $370,000 per annum in record-keeping fees alone. And then employees will benefit, dependent upon certain investment vehicles, stable value funds. They will benefit by nearly $800,000 more in interest per year. We have spent significant time vetting this, discussing it, and we're recommending that you rescind the 2 other prior bars and that we go with Nationwide and receive a very competitive, much more competitive pricing for our employees to utilize. We also believe that this will be incentive for more employees to participate, and through open enrollment, we will communicate this. This is something employees can join anytime during the year. It's just not limited to the open enrollment period. One of the things that's noteworthy is the offer from Nationwide, and I mentioned this, 2 basis points, as compared to one that was 5.5 times that, and one that was 4.5 times that. So we believe that this meets the requirements, our fiduciary responsibility to our employees to get them the best possible product at the best possible price. And I'm very excited about the savings that will inure to our employees and the opportunities we have here with Nationwide. 84 of the 87 counties in Minnesota have Nationwide as their deferred comp provider. Nationally, they have hundreds of counties and many, many states. So they're well equipped to do this. They'll have a local presence with a dedicated rep assigned to the county. So we, county administration, HR respectfully request that this be approved.
Thank you. Discussion on this item, Commissioner Anderson.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. Really appreciate this coming forward. I know in times of really kind of a lot of uncertainty about the future, and especially among workforce, I think it's really important to be looking at our benefits package where we can to make sure that we're setting up all of our employees for a stable future and investment portfolios. I know it's not always the most exciting thing to talk about, but as somebody who has family in the financial planning business, it's important to have good financial advisors and people managing our money, and I appreciate admin going through this process to evaluate. Thank you.
Chair, something was just brought to my attention, and I do think we need an R1, and it relates to when we look at the background, the item description. I mentioned that we're seeking to rescind 2 prior approved bars that haven't come to be, contract negotiations. I'm wondering if there could be an amendment that says, be it further resolved that Board Action 25-0144 and Board Action 25-0145 be rescinded.
Yes, as a second resolving clause. Yeah, so let's just remove it as a R1. May I have a motion for the R1 with the 2 resolving clauses? Okay, Commissioners Anderson and Green. Everybody understanding that, the 2 resolving clauses? Okay, Commissioner Edelson, you had comments?
I just have a question for Mr. Huff. So how often do we review and change providers in terms of, like, say, Fidelity and Voya? How often does the county do that?
These more or less have been evergreen, Commissioner, meaning that ING started off, was sold to, became Voya eventually. They've been in place since the mid-'70s. As I mentioned, Voya now is part of the state plan, their administrator. Fidelity was done 25 years ago, and understanding that I understand the impact on employees and changing and shifting, but with the price differential here, I just think we have an obligation to make sure they get the most competitive fee structure, and this certainly meets that. I don't think that anyone else can touch this relative to what I've heard and seen in the market.
Madam Chair and Mr. Huff, in terms of how many of our employees actually do the deferred compensation program that we have?
Approximately 30 to 45% of our workforce, which I think is a concern that I've had for many years, trying to encourage folks to join. The investments with, and I don't have it right in front of me, MSRS has the vast majority of our employees participating because they're a statewide system. They have under investment hundreds of millions of dollars. Currently, Voya has more money in investment from our employees. Giovanna Kone is here, and perhaps she has that readily available. I think we have 1,201 and a couple thousand in the other meaning, Voya and Fidelity.
Welcome.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Commissioners. We have approximately, between the three plans, each plan has 1,200 to 1,500 employees, so somewhere around 4,500 or so employees among the three that we have currently.
And then just one more follow-up, Madam Chair. So with changing this, I mean, changing this is, while it is, I'm glad that their savings, 800,000 is good. That's nothing to balk at, but it's always challenging for employees to navigate calling and make any changes like this. How are we making it easier for all of the 30 to 45% of the employees that have participate? Is this something that Nationwide is accustomed to? What are they doing to make it as easy as possible for the county employees that are participating?
Chair, Commissioner, we would have dedicated individuals assigned to Hennepin County. When we had conversations with the representative from Nationwide, they have infrastructure in place. One of the things that they do is basically it's just a day transition. The way they set this up, they're very sophisticated and have done this because of their size. Many times they do it all the time. They know how to do it. Their systems, their computer systems are set up to do this. I know there's always a hesitancy, but I think that we will find that they will manage and do this appropriately, professionally, in a timely manner and be responsive because they know how important this is to not only our employees, but us as employer. And the fact that we're the 33rd largest county in the U.S. will help that, I believe, and the relationship with NACO.
Good.
Great. Further discussion on this item? Hearing and seeing none, we have 13F before us. All those in favor, we have the R1 of 13F before us. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Great, and so we have 4 items of business left. I'm sure everyone's wasn't here for the earlier items, so welcome. But prior to bringing those before us, I just want to acknowledge that this is David Huff's last board meeting. Clap, 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 clap. We are going to have a celebration to recognize David on August 12th. Everyone's invited. There's an open house reception at the 625 auditorium. Then we will move into here for our 1:30 p.m. board meeting. There will be a Hennepin highlight, a commendation, tons of really embarrassing speeches, hopefully by many people. For sure, come to the open house for that. If there's, photos that you'd like to share, we're going to put a little montage together. Yes, we are, David. We're going to celebrate you. It's not in this exact moment entirely, but just wanted to acknowledge you. Thank you for your leadership. You have been here at Hennepin County for 43 years, and we are all better off for it. And so thank you very much. We expect a very long speech on the 12th, but of course, please feel welcome to share some thoughts today.
Chair and Commissioners, thank you for giving me the opportunity to address the County Board at this final meeting as Hennepin County Administrator. This is a momentous occasion, and I'm going to, I frame this past tense, and I'm going to do it future tense now. You will be soon appointing the next County Administrator in the succession of position. I have proudly served as the 8th Administrator since appointed in 2013. I want to commend you on this soon-to-be-made appointment of Jody Wentland as the 9th County Administrator, since the position was created by statute in 1972, thereabouts. Look to previous board counsel who I always rely upon. I could go to previous board counsel. I am confident that Jody and the executive team will continue to lead this great organization into the future with integrity and vision. Additionally, the soon-to-be-approved org chart changes and appointments you will be making this afternoon of Kareem Murphy and Dan Rogan as Deputy County Administrators. Now, this is all conditioned upon them getting this, are excellent decisions. I've been with Hennepin County for almost 43 years. I've loved working for this organization. I've been challenged and grown as a person and as a leader. I've been fortunate enough to have sat at that table for the past 28 years in various roles. And I've been at that table for 28 years. Over that time, I've witnessed and participated in thousands of hours of meetings where the board has made decisions that impact people. Those discussions haven't always been easy. The policy decisions made in this room have been innovative, life-changing, and important to the residents we serve. I am proud of our mission, vision, strategies, and nimbleness. We truly make things happen, and more importantly, make a difference to the 1.3 million residents we serve. We have broken the government stereotype of being slow, bureaucratic, and ineffective. I want to express my immense gratitude to the over 9,400 employees. Remember, we're managing within our budget. Who do the work of Hennepin County each and every day. And that's not easy work. Thank you to our leaders who are the catalyst for change and progress. Thank you to the County Board of Commissioners. I appreciate your support, energy. You have a lot of it. It's good. Vision and commitment. I want to thank my family for the sacrifices they have made and their support. I've been humbled to serve in the role of County Administrator. It is both an extremely challenging and demanding job, while at the same time, such a rewarding position. I am appreciative, proud, and gratified. I look to the next phase in my life journey and will cherish the memories and relationships I have made here at Hennepin County. As the mantle of leadership is passed from outgoing to incoming administrator, just a reminder that there is no greater calling than to serve others and to create a better world. That is the Hennepin way. Thank you for everything. Be strong and carry on. Wait till the 12th.
Yes. So again, of course, if colleagues have burning thoughts here, but August 12th, Tuesday, which is our next board meeting, we will have an open house reception at 625. David's family will be joining on that date. So if you want to know the real boss, you get to meet Lori and definitely come through. And then we will be having at the top of the agenda, because it will be a meeting that he will not conclude on that Tuesday. At the top of the agenda, we will have a Hennepin highlight and a commendation. And so with gratitude to your unwavering service and with deep love for a hard-earned phased retirement, we appreciate you. Thank you, David. So with that, again, we have these 4 items. I wanted to speak a little bit about how we arrived at these 4 items, and just with a lot of eagerness. When Mr. Huff communicated his intent to resign from this position, the county board determined that an internal process would best align with our interests for 3 very specific reasons. 1, to prioritize the continuity of services. We do not want to skip a beat. We know that now more than ever, our residents need us to be efficient and effective. And we believe that an internal process would result in that. Secondly, it was because of a deep investment in our workforce. We believe in the workforce under the leadership of Mr. Huff and others. We've invested in this workforce and believe that an internal process would match the outcomes that the county board was seeking. Last but certainly not least, this county board and this county organization has committed to a very person-centered, compassionate vision on behalf of our residents. And in service to that, shout out to Giovanna Kone for HR expertise, counsel, others who assisted. The county board had an interview panel made up of Commissioner Conley, myself, and Vice Chair Guttel, who can't join us today, but sends her regards. Multiple interviews. Part of the interview was to recommend org charts to get feedback on that. Part of the interview was to have job descriptions. Part of the interviews were to discuss how an incoming administrator might be able to step ready, in minute 1, be ready to lead. And so on behalf of the interview panel, Commissioner Conley, myself, and Commissioner Gotell, we are very thrilled to move 13A, the appointment of Jody Wentland as County Administrator, effective August 1, 2025. Would you like to second it? Thank you. With this before us, getting to choose an administrator is not something that all boards have the opportunity to do. And is it really just the 9th? Yes. We're still on single digits, Jody. Okay. And so we took immense care towards this, and we know that there will be a lot of there is still much for us to make sure that we are leaning into on behalf of our residents, and are very, very thrilled to be recommending Jody to the full board, not as an interim, but as our county administrator. You are qualified, you are compassionate, you are ready to lead. You've demonstrated that in your decades of public service, and you certainly demonstrated that in the interview process. And so thank you for your interest and willingness to lead in this way. And I want to open it up in the event that there's further discussion. Hearing and seeing none. 13H is before us. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, and Jody Wentland is the 9th County Administrator for Hennepin County.
Speech. Wow. Thank you, Chair Fernando, Commissioners. I'd like to extend my deepest gratitude to all of you for the opportunity to lead this amazing organization. I have been within Hennepin County since 2017, and I can tell you it was the best decision I ever made. This is an organization that cares about our residents. This is an organization that wants to do the right thing and will lead, and has lead, and will continue to lead. I'm in delivering services. I'd also like to express my sincere thanks to our current county administrator, David Hoff, for your leadership and your amazing mentorship. Undoubtedly, as you can see, David has
How many years did you say you've been at that table?
28, only 28.
David leaves behind very big shoes to fill. And I'm committed to honoring the work and the legacy, David, that you have led and left for this organization. You're an amazing person, so thank you. Also, David, you talked about it. In order for this organization to do what we do, it's about the people in this room. It is our 9,000 plus employees and our leaders. They are our frontline staff. They are the people that make the meaningful difference in serving our residents and our community. And I am honored and fully aware of the important responsibility that I hold in this position. I just once again want to thank you for the opportunity, for your trust in me, and for your support. Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Anderson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Really also appreciate the improvements, right? The steps of trying to find ways of making things that are good better. This is like foundational to who we are, right? We know that we are doing great work, and we know that we can always strive to do better until we can hopefully get it right, right? And so I'm really excited to see this coming forward and look forward to supporting you in the new structure. Thank you.
Seeing no further discussion, 13 ayes before us. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 13J is the confirmation of the appointment of Daniel Rogan to the unclassified position of Deputy County Administrator effective August 1, 2025, and the continued appointment to the offices of County Treasurer and Auditor and Director of Licensing. May I have a motion, please? Thank you, Commissioners Green and Edelson. Ms. Wetland.
Chair Fernando and Commissioners, I'm presenting the first of two board actions recommending the appointment of Deputy County Administrator positions as outlined in the previous organizational structure board action. It is my pleasure to recommend Mr. Dan Rogan for one of these Deputy County Administrator roles. I've had the privilege of working with Mr. Rogan on various matters, including the Child Protection Settlement Agreement, COVID-19 response, and as a peer within county administration over the past several years. Mr. Rogan's consistent leadership is a significant asset to Hennepin County and will serve well in his role as a Deputy County Administrator. Thank you.
Thank you. Discussion. Seeing none. All those in favor of 13J, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries, and congratulations, Dan Rogan.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Commissioners. Really thank you for this appointment. It's really an honor and a privilege to be appointed Deputy County Administrator, and I really look forward to serving the board and the residents of Hennepin County in this role. I'd like to extend my congratulations to Jody and express my gratitude for her confidence in selecting me for this role. Jody is an exemplary leader, and I'm enthusiastic about really assisting her as she assumes the role of County Administrator. Additionally, I want to thank David, who has been a mentor for me for 25 years in the county. He was instrumental in bringing me into the administration 5 years ago. And my thanks also go to my fellow assistant county administrators and all the directors whom I've worked with and collaborated with since joining county administration. In recent times, there's really been an abundance of negative rhetoric at the national level concerning public employees and government work in general. I know, and I know this board knows, that this rhetoric does not reflect the reality of public service. When I was an older teenager, my mother often reminded me when I was going out the door on a Saturday night or embarking on a trip or leaving for college, she would say, "Danny, remember who you are and what you stand for." At the time, I really rolled my eyes. I had a vague understanding of what her words meant, but didn't really ponder them deeply. And I'm pretty sure she was really just hoping I wouldn't go do something stupid. However, it had a sneaky, deeper meaning that has resonated with me as I've worked these many roles in the county attorney or in the county over the past 25 years. In addition to reflecting on the values I hope I display as a person and as a leader, like honesty, integrity, loyalty, and respect, I think of the profession I, and really everybody in this room, have chosen. I'm a proud public servant. I'm a dedicated Hennepin County employee. I've had incredible opportunities to serve here, and I know the success I've achieved that's led me to get this opportunity is grounded in the remarkable collective efforts of our employees, from frontline staff to directors and ACAs. We face significant challenges ahead, and we'll have opportunities ahead as well. And I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it. Moreover, I firmly believe that both I and our employees stand for something. We stand for something straightforward yet challenging, serving our residents across all lines of business. It's why we're here. People first. People are our purpose. Residents are the center of everything we do. We have the privilege to do the right thing, to fight for justice, to keep serving the public at the center of every single thing that we do. I'm really grateful for the opportunity to continue serving residents in this new role, and I really want to thank you. Thanks, Jody.
13K on our agenda. K for Kareem. Confirmation of the appointment of Kareem Murphy to the unclassified position of Deputy County Administrator effective August 1, 2025. May I have a motion? Thank you, Commissioners Anderson and Conley. Ms. Wetland.
Chair Fernando and Commissioners, I am honored to present the second of the two board actions recommending the appointment of the Deputy County Administrator positions, and it's my pleasure to recommend Mr. Kareem Murphy for the second Deputy County Administrator position. Mr. Murphy and I have had a long history of working with one another way back into 2014. Has been a wonderful colleague, a peer, and has helped guide me in decision-making, policy direction in the areas of health and human services. His extensive experience in health and human services, his leadership role in the new disparity elimination line of business, brings a phenomenal level of expertise in financing, policy. Mr. Kareem Murphy brings a compassion to the work, a commitment for our residents and our staff. His expertise will be valuable in navigating the current challenges with federal and state funding, reductions and or cost shifts that the county is experiencing. So I am honored and excited to recommend Mr. Murphy for the next Deputy County Administrator position. Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no discussion, all those in favor of 13K, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, and congratulations, Kareem Murphy.
Madam Chair, Commissioners, thank you for the trust you've placed in me. I know it is an extension of the trust that the voters and residents have placed in you. My connection to county government goes back 3 generations, and I share that because I want you to know how deeply I understand the power of county government to bring out the best in all of our residents. I want to thank Administrator Wentland, my goodness, that has such a good sound to it, in supporting me and selecting me into this role. I am humbled by the trust that you've placed in me. I want to thank, I hate to say former county administrator, David Huff. He's the last remaining county employee who was in my final interview, and I appreciate the opportunities that you created for me here at Hennepin County. I also want to acknowledge and thank my husband, Reverend Dr. Dwayne Davis. As some of you know, he's between jobs right now, and it's a blessing for him to have the time and the opportunity to be with me on this occasion. An amazing faith community here in South Minneapolis asked him to come from Washington to lead their effort to be part of their dream to build a beloved community in Hennepin County. I came here with him, and now here I am. Whatever you see in me, know that's because of the call he answered, that I am here now and able to serve Hennepin County. 34, that's a very special number, and it represents alignment on this occasion. In a few days, we'll celebrate our 34th anniversary, and that number holds so much meaning for me in this moment. We are the 34th largest county in the nation. And you're asking me to help ensure that we continue to punch above our weight. With your actions today, you've now asked me to ensure that we continue to lead this nation in providing health and wellness, a vibrant social safety net, and tackling what writer James Wallace called America's original sin, our racial disparities. Before me stood my great uncle, E.V. Wilkins, who was the first Black county official in eastern North Carolina to serve since Reconstruction. A host of cousins, all county government leaders dedicated to this work. The only thing that will hold me back, that will hold this institution back, is the limits of your imagination and what is possible. However close I get to 34 years of service in Hennepin County, know that you will always receive my best, and that includes me bringing out the best in our thousands of staff. You, our board, along with our residents, deserve no less from me. Thank you.
On behalf of the county board, I just want to express our gratitude to all of the workforce and to extend the commitment that this will be a very, very smooth transition. Hennepin County has proven that when we work together, we accomplish great things. Today, by appointing Administrator Jody Wentland, Deputy Kareem Murphy, and Deputy Danny Rogan, is what I heard, the Hennepin County Board reaffirms our promise to move the county forward boldly, inclusively, and with an unshakable dedication to progress. We will continue to strive to make Hennepin a great place to live and work, and our commitment to serve residents and eliminate disparities remains unwavering. The county invests in upstream services to prevent problems before they start. We focus our efforts on eliminating disparities in 7 key areas: connectivity, education, employment, health, housing, income, and justice. Our new administrator and 2 deputies are aligned with that commitment. Thank you to my colleagues and to staff for ensuring a fair process, and I look forward to what we will achieve together. So with that, I'd like a photo with you all. I think we're all going to do a photo after adjournment. So motion to adjourn? There's a motion and a second. All those in favor of adjournment, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. Let's take a picture and congrats, everyone. We do have a rail committee meeting. Sorry. We have a rail committee meeting.
Our baby's all grown up. I know.
Can't possibly have been married 34 years.
You know. No, but that's how long you've been together.
Oh, okay. So he,
Yeah. Started in.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So proud.
Many and most. Get in there. I hate being short.
do you want to scoot up here so you get a better
Oh,
shot?
no, that's
You can.
Just in the picture.
I might need yours.
Wonderful.
Oh, I think I actually might have got that.
All right, let's do it around.
Do you want another one? Oh, sorry. When it's spring is a question. I know. We're a chicken. That's all I do. When it's spring is a question. Other
One more with David, yes.
So there's lots of love.
We're not gonna say no to you now. We're like
Tim is like in a toy. Good afternoon, everybody. Oh wait, let me look at. Sorry, I forget who I take my cues from. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to call to order this meeting of the Hennepin County Regional Rail Authority. Today's Tuesday, July 29th, 2025. I hear that Vice Chair Lundy broke a record at the last HICRA meeting, and so I'm going to try to set a new record. Just kidding. So the first item on our agenda is to approve the agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
Move approval.
Motion from Commissioner Conley, second from Commissioner Anderson. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, our agenda is approved. Second item on our agenda is item 2A, the minutes from our July 8th, 2025 meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Anderson, seconded by Commissioner Conley. Any notes or edits? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the minutes are approved. We have no claims registers today, and so we'll go on to section 4, which is new business. 4A is an amendment to a lease agreement with 43 Hoops LLC for rental of Rail Authority property in Hopkins, extending the term through April 30th, 2027, with a receivable of $165,000 and change. I will move approval. Is there a second?
Second.
A second from Commissioner Anderson. And Ms. Cerny, if you could share the headlines, please.
Chair Green, I would ask Jessica Glatz to come and share some of the details with this one.
Thank you. Chair, Board, good afternoon. I'm Jessica Glatz with Transportation Project Delivery. This request is to extend the lease with 43 Hoops by 18 months. 43 Hoops leases a building owned by the Rail Authority adjacent to the Green Line Extension LRT corridor in Hopkins. The extension also reduces the notice to terminate from 180 to 120 days. The tenant will continue to be required to pay for all maintenance of the building and grounds. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Galetz. Any questions? Thank you for continuing to nurture that relationship. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, that item is approved. Item 4B is to negotiate an easement agreement with the Met Council for permanent sanitary sewer purposes and temporary construction in Orono. The period is January 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2027, with receivable of $627,000 and change. I'll move approval. Is there a second? A second from Commissioner Lundy. Ms. Cerny, thank you.
Chair Green, I would invite Jessica Galatz again to present on this.
Thank you again, Chair, Board. This request is for authorization to negotiate a 20-foot wide easement for sanitary sewer purposes with Metropolitan Council on the Rail Authority's Dakota Rail Corridor in Orono. The permanent easement will extend from Orono Orchard Road to CASA 51 or North Shore Drive. Met Council will be required to seek Rail Authority approval for future modifications to the sewer line and ensure that their improvements conform to future transit uses on the corridor. The Rail Authority will also grant a temporary easement for construction purposes from January 2026 through December 2027. Met Council will use the Dakota Rail Trail for project access and be required to repair any damage incurred on the trail. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Galatz. Any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, that item passes, and no items of new business. I will call us adjourned. Thank you all.